What is happening, everybody? Welcome back to the corner, episode 68. Can you believe we've done 68 episodes already? This is insane. Reading some of the chats before we got here, I just got to say, everybody that is in the north, Midwest, whatever you want to call it, Chicago area. Titan Tim showed me a picture earlier. You guys are getting destroyed by a blizzard. So our thoughts and prayers are with you guys as you endure, as Keith calls it, the white stuff. Oh, white crap, excuse me. Anyway, we were going to dive right into this. We're going to try to keep things short and sweet for the next couple of episodes. As you know, the first Saturday after Thanksgiving marks our big milestone of we basically transition from gathering stuff to promoting people. So now's the time. Info at Phoenix E.O.D. Let us know if you guys know of somebody that's in need of some stuff. This is going to be the biggest Pay It Forward campaign that we've done yet. This is our fourth year Is it our fourth year doing it? I think it's our fourth year doing it. It might be. Yeah, it's our fourth year doing it, and it is bigger than it has ever been. With Keeve donating all those power washers, and guys like Nick Fife and so many of you donating chemicals. The House of Rags, as a matter of fact, Jamie, who's on our show tonight, they just donated a whole bunch of shop supplies as well. And I'm driving out to Chelsea's this week to pick up a whole bunch of more stuff from her. It's truly unbelievable. So we're not gonna burn too much time getting to know everybody. You guys know Jamie. I'm gonna play the mental floss here real fast. I think this one is absolutely fantastic. It fits perfectly with our Pay It Forward campaign. And like I said, this is the big kickoff. So let's get the mental floss underway, and then we'll get Jamie on, and we'll just we'll shoot the stuff for about an hour and a half, and then hopefully we can do some good for some people. So let's get the mental floss underway. Good to see you, Westcat, Kimberly MC, Chick Gal MC Acura. I think you've changed your name, Kimberly. Corey, good to see you. Keith Firebird, scrolling up through Westcat. That's about what we got right now. Anyway, all right, let's get the mental floss going. Here we go. Share screen.
Explain to Red chance to buy a house. I'm $3,500 short. I'll pay you back any way I can. So he said, ain't got no small change on me right now. Calls his secretary over with a thumb snap. Bring me my checkbook. And as he's writing, before he signs his name, he says, now look here. I don't want to hear about no papers, no payback, no entries, no IOU, no nothing. You want to pay me back? I know you're going to make it one day, son. You do this for somebody. Explain to Red chance to buy a house.
Okay, that's it. Short and sweet. Red Fox basically bought a house for his friend Pat because Pat needed a house. And there were zero strings attached except for paying it forward. And that is 100% what we are trying to do here at this time of year, is pay it forward. Again, as you guys know, Phoenix E.O.D, my life would not be here if it wasn't for people intervening on my behalf. Matter of fact, one of the guys that Phoenix is still here on the map because of the guy that's on our show tonight, which is why I needed him to be here tonight to kick off the Pay It Forward. The House of Rags really came through for Phoenix E.O.D when we needed it the most. 2024 was a tough year, a slow year, and then next thing you know, the House of Rags breathed life into Phoenix, and here we are today. continuing to do amazing things. So without further ado, let's get the guy that that believed in me before I believed in myself on the show. Without further ado, welcome to the corner, Mr. Jamie.
What's happening? Look, you gotta let a peacock fly sometimes. So when the peacock's not flying, you gotta get him off the ground. So now you're flying high.
I appreciate that, sir. Again, year one, day one, you're like, hey, why don't you send me your photos before you post them, and I'll clean them up for you.
I'm like, bro, this picture is rough. I can fix it up at least a little bit for you.
Yeah. So you believed in the Phoenix, like I said, before I even knew what I was doing. So God bless you, brother.
Gotta let the peacock fly. I appreciate playing Red Fox at the beginning. That was one of my favorites. Sanford and Son.
Yes, sir.
I'm coming, Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
I'm coming, Elizabeth. So good.
So tonight,
good.
we kick off the real driving force of the Pay It Forward campaign.
Let's do it.
Tonight is basically where we transition from asking people to send stuff to asking people to nominate people.
Yep.
That what we played, the Red Fox, no strings attached. This is what the season is all about. So tonight,
and
being
it can
the
be
first
hard
Saturday
to
after
nominate
Thanksgiving,
someone. So
yeah, it looks like there's a lot of people that are already getting the.
Oh, good.
Old man Winter has hit Chicago like SOB. I know Titan Tim was supposed to pick somebody up from the airport, but their flight got completely canceled because of the blizzard that has hit the Windy City.
Goodness. It's pretty cold here. So if anybody wants to know why I'm dark and mysterious tonight, I'm in my car, still in Oklahoma, but we're traveling back tomorrow after a lovely Thanksgiving week. So we had second Thanksgiving today, had two Thanksgivings this week, but that's what we do every year. So
have you found the howler yet? That's what everybody wants to know.
I've been on the lookout for this howler, but I think they hibernate. So I think they're already hibernating this year. So I ain't seen them this trip either. But you know what? I'll be back out here in enough time, and I'll get a lockdown on this howler eventually.
I take it you have family in the area.
Yep.
That's why you travel from
Yeah.
Louisiana.
Most of my wife's family is out here, so we come out here for Thanksgiving, that kind of deal.
Okay. I'm glad that you can get away. I wish I used to get home to Pittsburgh every year, but since I started Phoenix, I have been anchored.
Yep. Nice.
Question for you. I had a colleague earlier today they wanted me to ask you some questions, and
all right.
and so I would not be doing them a service if I forgot to ask this.
Yeah, let's not forget
Where you are in Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
From what I understand, the geographical area of where you're at in Louisiana, it's a pretty small town.
Yep. About 1,600 people max.
But yet you are doing one phenomenal detailing work, and two, you're also working on extremely high-end vehicles. How do you pull that off?
So the good thing about my location is it's centrally located between two bigger cities. So about 45 minutes either direction, you get into the bigger cities, which Shreveport or Natchitoches. So when I first started, it was a big leap of faith to start, go all in on a detail business in the middle of nowhere. And luckily I knew my marketing's pretty good. So I made me a commercial and using Facebook, 'cause I knew most of my market is on Facebook in that general age range. They love Facebook. So mapped it out to perfectly circle just the borders of like outside of about 45 minutes from me. So that captures two big cities, and that just kind of roped my clientele in. And from the beginning, I've always pushed coatings and paint correction as my main thing.
Okay.
So no, don't push interiors, don't push nothing else, just the big money makers. And from that point, I was pretty heavily trafficked after that first ad. I only ran it like once for like 30 days on Facebook, and that pulled in my market for about 3 or 4 years, and then we started Thor, and now I just take a vehicle, try and get one a week at least.
Okay.
But for the most part, I tried to, every time I'd get a coating, I'd book it on a Monday, and I'd try and keep my Mondays a ceramic coating job, be done with them on the Tuesday, and then the rest of the week I tried to fill out with normal, more basic details.
Okay.
But that way, I always knew at least once a week I'd have a good coating job,
Jamie,
and
how do you
I ran like that
can
for
you
3 or 4 years.
can you see me okay? Apparently people are saying that my camera's wonky, but I mean
Yeah, I can
it's
see
the
you.
same
You're fine on my screen.
yeah. All right. I mean I look good as far as my camera is concerned. I think I look
Mhm.
okay. But
So
people are saying that I'm having
yeah, now
issues.
you're good on my screen. So I don't know what's going on. But anyway, but yeah, good. But I think some people think when you become a detailer, you're gonna coat this whatever, supercar. You're gonna
Yeah.
post one picture and then you're off to the races. That's just not how it works. You got to become
Okay.
a. Unfortunately, unfortunately, they don't realize you have to become kind of an influencer, that kind of deal,
Sure.
to keep the
And
business.
I don't think that there's anybody out there that can question the fact that you put out better content than anybody. Like you are a natural
I'm
on the
all right.
camera, like you do phenomenal work. I remember the cowboy promotions and you running around through the warehouse when Pan was ordering stuff and things of that nature. Like you really are an absolute natural. Um, so
Yeah, try to
let's
keep it fun.
you do have it looks like you're having a good time. Um, so who were you before the pink sunglasses and the towels?
Before the pink sunglasses and the towel. So I worked at a tractor shop for over a decade.
Really?
Yep. So right out of high school, I knew I was like gonna have to be a trade. I had to knew a trade because I wasn't going to college. So I picked welding. That was my trade I learned in high school. I'm like, this is it. This is what I'll do. So I did a couple shutdowns and turnaround jobs, which is basically construction, and I did that for about 6 months. And then they were like, well, you should go to school and get certified as the welder and then come back. And then, you'll make double or triple the money. So I was like, oh, yeah, that sounds pretty good. So I went to trade school, didn't finish because they put me in like a computer class and I just shut down when it comes to any classroom environment. I do not operate well in classroom environments. So
Okay.
I just left school and then I found this welding job at this tractor shop, local tractor shop. It's like 50, like it was like 15 minutes from me, and then it became we moved to Coshada, and then it was like 5 minutes from me. So, and then I worked there for like a decade.
That's wild.
Mhm.
That you went from welding to detailing to now
Well, yeah. Well,
being
so my schedule, the tractor shop was only open Monday through Thursday, so I was like, well, I need something to do the other 3 days, so I started detailing. So I detailed on the weekends for a very long time.
okay.
Yeah, most of the 10 years for sure. I was taking a car on the weekends. And then finally by 2020, it was like, I think I can do this, professionally and keep a client base. But until then, it was like, there's no way I can keep a client base at this little town. So I never took it seriously until one day I was like, no, I think I can do it. So, and that was when I started, getting good at social media and that kind of deal, is when I realized I can pull, an audience, I think.
So
And
so
plus, ceramic coatings got easier over the years. I got more proficient in paint correction, paint chip repair, that kind of deal. So it's like now I can provide a higher end service, and I know how to push my services to make them get in front of the people, the right people, to pull them in. It's just kind of the perfect storm
okay.
of what I could do.
I feel like we're jumping though. I think that we're jumping between two really important points in your life to
Hmm.
the what is like what is the wrestling? What is this wrestling thing? You have a belt now that was made for you. You were what semi-pro?
Yeah, so I was
Uh,
about 25 and I was like, what's now or I met this guy. His wrestling name was Big Daddy Yum Yum in Shreveport, and I actually went to a wrestling show in Shreveport, and he was standing outside handing out flyers. He was starting to open a school. So he just left WWE. He was in the developmental. He almost made it to the big show, but he didn't quite make it. So he came back to Shreveport and was starting up his own wrestling school about 10 years ago. And I was like, well, it's now or never. I'm 25. I'm getting up there at that point. So now or never. And he started wrestling school. I was his first student. And for about a year, so from about 25 to 26, I really, was going to the gym, training. And then basically towards the end of that year, he started taking in students who weren't very athletically inclined. So I got injured messing with, a jobber.
Right.
And it
Okay.
hurt my knee. So my kneecap went a little crooked. And then right after that is when I
oh,
was
wow.
like, so the wrestling for that year took up my weekends. So that was that weekend, that year was all wrestling. But when I hurt my knee, I was like, all right, I'm not doing this no more. Because, yeah, he just wasn't on the level of teaching, or I accepted my fate that I was like, you can either be the jobber or you can move on with your career. So I chose detailing to come back to the detail side, and that was when I was like, all right, I'm all in on detailing.
All right. So what was your ring name?
It was gonna be probably James Payne. Everyone knows the story. Like, I'm surprised the comments aren't. I've told it many,
James
many
Payne.
times. Yep, James Payne. That's my alter ego on
You've
Rage
never
Out on the
told the
Internet.
story on the corner, so sorry that I didn't know.
Well. You should know.
James Payne. James the Payne.
Yep.
All right. Sweet. All right. So, so you hung up your boots because of the knee injury,
Yep.
and basically opened the door to detailing full time.
Yep. That's when I was like, all right, we're doing this full. Well, I was doing it not full time, but on my weekends. This is what we're doing on the weekends now, for sure.
Okay, gotcha.
Because that was 10 years ago. So there was 5 more years of just detailing on the weekends, and then I started the LLC in 2020, which was 5 years ago. So
All right.
then it was full time.
So, where did the House of Rags come from? Like, how did that start? How did I remember you guys all going out to, what was it?
The
Apparently
origin.
people can't see. Apparently people can't see us, dude.
People can't see us.
Yeah, they're saying that this is all that they can see.
Interesting. Can they hear us?
They can hear us, but they can't see us, which is I don't understand what's happening.
We're in full podcast mode.
Looks like the stream was deleted on YouTube. Try creating a new stream or remove this destination from the stream, then re-add it. Okay, remove it.
Oh boy, here we go, everybody.
Dude, I don't know what's happening.
Pay it forward, everybody. Submit your what's it called?
Dude, I have no idea what's happening.
I mean, it says we're live.
Yeah, I know. The StreamYard updated their system.
Yes, so StreamYard's been having a bunch of updates lately, and yeah, it definitely has changed a lot.
All right, can you guys see us now? Can you see us now?
Update. Where's the chat at?
Yeah,
YouTube isn't playing.
YouTube isn't playing. How about now?
Weird.
I swear this is killing me. How
interesting
about so like last week we had it was playing on 2 different screens, and now it's not playing at all.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I don't know what's going on. Can you guys see us now? Is this real life?
Mic check.
Just got notification that we're live.
Off to the races, everybody.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everybody. I try to do a professional show. It's doing it again. All right.
I'm in the trunk. Help.
I'm good with a nice chat before the
Nope.
party. This is
Rick says he can
Curmudgeon's.
see us.
Yes,
I
I
can
can
now.
now. Okay. All right. All right.
Rick.
Again, I'm gentlemen and
Rick
ladies.
Smith.
I Rick Smith. I'm
Rick
sorry.
Smith.
I don't know what happened.
Me neither.
All right.
Is there anybody out
How many kids
there?
do you have, Jamie?
2.
Two. And then
2
what
of them little
lessons are you
ruxes.
trying to burn into their hearts every day?
Ooh. Dang. Work hard and tell the truth. I don't know, something like that.
Sure.
Just
So
hard work.
I guess my question, I I was lucky enough that during the formative years of my son,
Hmm.
I was able to work for, everybody knows that I used to work for the old company, as I
Yep,
call it.
yep, yep. The old company.
But
We
because
don't
of my
talk about them
position,
names.
he gave me a lot of lee room to basically cater to my kid.
Hmm.
The first I was a
That's good.
supervisor manager of an ambulance fleet
Hmm.
when Jacob was a little boy. And I remember very distinctly that my boss said, "Your kid is not my problem." That put us at odds. You know what I mean? Like we immediately became enemies of the state. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And so after I left that place, and I got to work for the old company, at least he understood this is not on YouTube. What do you mean it's not on YouTube?
Oh boy,
Keith,
here we
check it
go
again.
again.
I think we fixed it. I think we fixed it. Anyway, so I remember that boss saying, "Your kid is not my problem," and then my new boss saying, like he gave me latitude to like leave work early to go to a soccer game
Hmm.
or show up and just be a part of Jacob's life. Um, since you've started the House of Rags,
Hmm.
and I know that you're traveling all the time. Like I remember I remember Eddie saying that you guys are going out to California and you're
Hmm.
traveling here and you're traveling there.
Yeah,
How
this
was that
last
kind
month
of
was nuts.
how was that impacted? You know,
Hmm.
the party
Yeah,
ground
so
zero.
not big changes, but my one son's 5, so he's finally getting to an age where he's like, where are you going? What are we doing? Airplane. So he's finally wrapping his head around, the craziness of what. Oh my goodness, someone's watching this.
Only on the corner, boys and girls. Only on the corner. Uh,
All right, so now we'll continue to talk about my children. But before this year, I'd say, it's of course this is the first year of the House of Rags, so like they haven't been too impacted too much anyway, but they didn't really care or notice, they're too young. But now the 5-year-old is like, where are you going? I'm like, on an airplane. And he's like, no, where are you going after the airplane? Like
yeah,
he wants more details now. And when I'm going, he's like, when you coming back? Come on back. Where you at? So it is definitely starting to get in his mind for sure. But so far, pretty smooth. Once they're out of car seats, I'll just bring them with me. You know what I mean?
sure.
Eddie, every event, he's like, bring the whole family. I'm like, car seats. Car seats are a big problem. Like you don't want to deal with no car seats. So I'm like, they'll be fine until they're old enough, and then eventually we're just gonna start bringing them with us. But yeah, this last month and a half was pretty rough. We went out to Eddie's house to film with Nick. He was launching ceramic coating, so we wanted to get there and help him launch that, make him a couple videos that we'd put on our YouTube channel and just in general go live and that kind of deal and get him prepped for SEMA. So that was one trip. And in that trip, I had a friend die, unfortunately. So that was a pretty heavy trip, both travel wise, emotionally wise, that kind of deal. So I flew back from that. And then SEMA was a week away. So flew back straight to Vegas. And everything from my house, isn't a quick flight because I got to go somewhere else before going to the final destination. So there's
Sure.
always a layover, got to get out of the swamp, that kind of deal. So Vegas, that was a pretty rough trip. SEMA was pretty rough this year. So streaming all day is a pretty big workload to put on yourself for sure. Uh, So next year I'm going to cut that probably in half. It was very successful. It was very, very
I had a great
successful.
time, and I mean the
Yeah.
interview that Chelsea and I were able
Mm-hmm.
to be a part of. I loved, and I truly enjoyed meeting Miles Deep. I think that Jody and I are going to be friends for forever.
Mm-hmm.
What an excellent fellow that guy is. So
I knew that would happen, and that's why I paired you up.
you're a genius because we were peas and carrots.
Mm-hmm.
It was
I'm like
fantastic.
y'all are the same person, except one lives in America and one lives in the UK. I'm like, these are the perfect. This is the.
Yeah, we share
I
like
knew it would
the
happen.
stories that we shared off camera, like
Mm-hmm.
we like the hurdles that he has endured and
Mm-hmm.
dealt with are the exact same hurdles that
Mm-hmm.
Phoenix has dealt with. And I mean, I was literally talking to a brother from another mother. It was
Mm-hmm.
it's talking into a mirror. Oh, we've done this and we've got zero results. I said, I've done this and I got zero results.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, so that was I put a pretty big workload on myself setting all that up. So that SEMA was pretty hard week, strenuously, looking back at it. Uh, Plus we had meetings at night with various whoever's distributors, companies, uh, potential new brands, that kind of deal. But next year we all decided by the end of the week, the whole booth is like, look, this is too much. So next year will be a like Comic-Con style. That's what I'm aiming for anyway. I want the SEMA booth to be a Comic-Con style event inside the event.
Mhm.
That way, like I want the Thor booth itself to be the destination. Like, hey, I'm going out to SEMA to come check out the Thor booth, and everything else is just extra. So that's
Well, listen, don't
that's
mean
pretty
to.
hard to do. That's pretty hard to do. Let's be honest. Inside the boring soap section of SEMA, you know what I mean? Let's be honest. It's a pretty boring
Well,
section.
listen. I'm like this is like our community show.
Mm-hmm.
Stay wet. Car wash. This gentleman, um, again, I'm not trying to beat my own horn, but
Mm-hmm.
Frankie, he came to the Thor booth twice
Yep.
just to meet me
Mm-hmm.
and wanted me to give me one of his shirts.
Yeah.
And
Frankie's
so I
awesome. He
told him
hooked
I
us
would
up with
wear the
stickers,
shirt on the
shirts.
show.
Yep.
And since this is our community show, this is the beginning of the real, to me, this is the real Pay It Forward campaign,
Mm-hmm.
is the month between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
To have somebody want to meet me
Mm-hmm.
that badly.
Yep.
I honestly, I don't know how to respond to that. I don't know how
Mm-hmm.
to adjust to that. I don't know how to, you know what I mean? It's just like, I mean, like I'm grateful and I'm honored. But I'm completely not deserving of any of that kind of acknowledgement. Um, I really do feel like I'm part of this community. I'm not like a leader in this community. I'm part of this community. And when people talk about the Pay It
Mm-hmm.
Forward campaign and they talk about, what a great thing that you're doing and all of this other stuff, it's just like, wait, like no. We are doing this together.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it isn't.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I'm a catalyst, but I'm not.
100%.
Whatever. You know what I mean? Like I just love like this for me. This is what fuels Phoenix E.O.D. This is
Yeah.
what fuels me. The other 11 months of the
Ain't
year,
that
it's
Rick Smith? It ain't that big of a deal.
yeah, it ain't that big of a deal. All
I
right.
love Rick Smith.
Okay, Rick Smith. This is a guy that drove to South Carolina to hang out with four nerds in the
Mm-hmm.
detail
Mm-hmm.
business.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Mm-hmm.
so just so we're clear, this dude
Mr. Rick
drove
Smith.
Rick Smith. Um,
That's hilarious. But anyway, yeah. So going back to him trying had to come back twice just to see you at the booth. That's what I'm going to try, because we had multiple times that happened. Like someone wanted to see Nick from Yum, but you think they'll be at the booth all day, but that's just not how it works. Like, people got stuff to do. Some people have meetings, stuff happens. Like Nick left the booth for a few hours because something happened. And so sometimes they miss who they're looking for because, they're just not there. So next year I want to
right.
really schedule it. Like, you know, of course, me, Eddie, and probably, Ivan and Nick will be there all day because Ivan is in that booth from an hour before the show till an hour after the show. Like he ain't leaving that dang booth. So he's there all day. You can see him all day. But for like Pan, Josh V, maybe even yourself, Nick from Yum Cars, that kind of deal, I want to have it planned out like for sure, like 2 to 4. Here's Pan, 3 to 4. Josh V is gonna be here. That kind of deal. I also want to start putting together like panels where, hey, come between 3 to 4 and have your questions answered live, face to face, pro panel, Josh V. Pan, myself, whoever.
That would be cool.
That would be cool. So I want to start next year. I want to have like live events where the people coming to the show have something to come to, maybe live giveaways, that kind of deal. Stuff, just fun stuff to do like that, and then set times where you can come see who you want to see for sure. Like they're going to be at the booth from this time to this time for sure. So that's what I've learned at this SEMA was it needs to be really scheduled with that many people there. Even got to schedule it more.
Well, so Tuesday, as you know, Tuesday was a weird situation for Phoenix. We were kind of in limbo on Tuesday, but after last year, after last year, I promised you that I would anchor at the booth, and so Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I didn't leave at all, except to maybe use the bathroom. But I was there.
We did, and we learned that from the first year, right? We went away with Smurf and helped him.
I did,
for like 2
I was
hours.
gone for Well, first of all, we were in the North Hall, and we had to go all the way to the
all
West
the way
Hall,
to the West
which
Hall.
is by itself is like
that's the whole day.
Gone. Right.
Yeah.
And so basically I went off with Smurf, and it ended up being a suck hole of like 3 hours plus.
Yeah.
I got lost getting back, and I had to have some security guard show me the way home. And so I made a promise to you that I said I'll never do that again. But because of the flux that Tuesday was, my dad and I went to the hotel to check in. And apparently that's when Stay Wet stopped by. And so then he came back on Wednesday and was like, I had to come back to make sure that I met you. So, but I definitely like this new approach where, especially like the Q&A panel is fire. That's an absolute fire idea.
So yeah, I want the media center to be more centralized in the booth next year. That way you can come into the booth, to sit in front of the camera instead in the hallway, and the camera won't be at risk of of traffic. So yeah, we already have a plan coming together for next year's booth, and I definitely want it to be just a little more organized for the audience that's coming to it next year. That kind of deal.
Wow.
But anyway, we were talking about the strenuous schedule through November. So we did Vegas. Vegas was real rough. So got back from that, and then we had Hector's H2O event the week after that. So you would think a week would be plenty of time to recover. It is not.
It is not.
It
I've
not.
been taking elderberry since a month before SEMA and a month after SEMA.
So at least me and Eddie didn't get sick. I don't know what he did, but I've been taking all kind of stuff. So after we got sick the one time, Corey sent me like oregano oil, and people were sending me all kind of stuff and suggestions to try out. But what I found that worked is vitamin D. I take a lot of vitamin D now with the apple. I take like apple cider vitamins now and ashwagandha and the oregano oil.
My two big ones are zinc and elderberry is what I take. Zinc and elderberry. I got sick on the way home for about a week, but that passed quickly. I remember last year I had a cough for like 2 months.
Yeah, 2 months. It was terrible last year. Everyone was sick last year. So I didn't get sick, which is a big plus, but your body's still fighting, but potentially could get you sick, right? So you're definitely fighting something at all times. But I think taking all that definitely helped out. Immune wise, I still haven't been sick. And I've been to basically 3 events. So anyway, we rolled into Hector's event. The flight to California is a long flight. It was like a 9-hour journey to get to California. So I traveling through time zones, finally got there. I was shot that first day. And Eddie's, of course, trying to film a vlog and stuff. He's like, blah, 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 blah. So, and then the event happened. It goes all day. We have an epic video coming out probably this week if I can finish editing it. It's a long video. But ashwagandha, whenever I remember to chew the gummies up, I have the ashwagandha gummies. But whenever I just remember taking them, usually morning. What were we talking about? The
We're
California
talking
event.
about you, California.
So anyway, it was a run and gun event. Flew in, did the event, flew out. So those 2 long plane rides, and then this past week was the event recovering, and then of course we came to Oklahoma for Thanksgiving. But this past week it caught up to me. So like I was having chest pains like all last week, and I couldn't figure it
Oh,
out. Yeah, and I was like, what is happening? So like labored breathing, just couldn't, chest tight, real tight chest, started hurting pretty bad. So about Friday, I'm finally like, all right, I guess I'll go to the doctor, checked it out. So they hooked me up to the whatchamadoodle machine and scanned my heart, and immediately she's like, oh, something triggered. So anyway, I have like an extra heartbeat. So I think it's pretty much just from running too hard is what I took from it.
yeah,
So I cut out caffeine since last Friday, and trying to get more sleep.
sure.
Yeah, so we'll get that
Wow.
under control and we'll be back to
That's
normal. But
that's a fun time. Yeah, being in EMS for close to 20 years. As soon as you said that, I'm like, oh, that's something got your attention quick.
quick. So it's got. She said I was throwing.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
She said it was minor, but
Yeah,
I just need to get more sleep and
less
recover.
caffeine for sure.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
pretty much cut out all caffeine, just letting myself recover, even though I had 2 coffees today, but it'd be all right. I haven't drank an energy drink in a week.
Okay. All right. So you ship boxes, you donate products, you rally the entire detailing world. Why does the Pay It Forward campaign? Why does that resonate with you?
Pay It Forward campaign. Well, one,
'Cause,
you're
I
doing
mean,
it, so
and
I'll
and
help
and,
out.
and let- give credit where credit is due. The House of Rags has donated last year. You guys donated 200 plus different types of towels,
Mm,
and this year you just donated a crazy amount of stuff as well.
got you a box
Um,
coming.
yes, you do. I completely took me off guard when I got the
Hmm.
email that this was en route to me. I'm like, I didn't order anything from House of
Yeah.
Rags, and then I looked at it and I was like, holy moly! By the
Hmm.
way, big shout out to Kimberly. She just donated to
Hey, yo.
if you check out this QR code, it is help us ship hope. We have so much stuff and it is very, very heavy, especially because of the stuff that Kiev donated, all those power washers that Kiev donated. Um, we can't do it without you guys. So we have a GoFundMe page. That's what the QR code is. It's a link to our GoFundMe page, and we have a whole separate account set up for the GoFundMe page. So every dollar that is donated to Help Us Ship Hope goes 100% to that.
Hmm.
Um, so anyway,
Nice.
to get back to your question, why is that like, what motivates you to donate to the Pay It Forward?
Well, like if you the first year you're doing it, it's like, what are we doing? What are we doing? But then as the years go on, you hear who wins and the stories that come from it. You're like, ah, I see how this. So it just makes sense, right? Like most of us detailers that are in this community, especially, have just way too much crap. So it's like, if we can pass that forward to someone who really needs it and find that one person, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Especially with the packages you're able to put together, especially the last year or two, have
Yeah,
been quite
exactly. The last 2 years,
game changing.
last year and this year has been definitely we have
You can
changed
start
lives.
businesses with the packages you're giving to
Yeah.
these people now. So that's pretty impressive. So
So 2 years ago,
it's a pretty easy decision.
um, we have, Mr. Washington who nominated his son and basically said, "You saved my son's life."
That's
Um,
crazy.
it is the most beautiful story ever. I said, if we close our doors, January 1st,
Hmm.
we did the mission. The mission has been accomplished. And then last year, we had those two families that just received absolute devastation. One guy was completely robbed while he was on vacation with his daughters, single dad. His
Mm.
entire business was stolen from him, and we gave
Yeah,
him
that's
back.
wild.
We gave him back his business, everything. I mean,
Hmm.
we gave him a mobile detailing business. And
Yep.
then the other guy who's we watched on TikTok as his business burned to the ground,
Burn. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and we were able to give him back an entire detailing business.
Yep.
Um, like honestly, that's why we exist as a community. That's why the Thor family exists, is
Yep.
for this kind of a response. And if you look at, like, what we're doing here at the Pay It Forward campaign, um, you know, I met with a doctor this week, and he wants to donate to the shipping of all of this. So we are easily going to meet our
Hmm.
with his donation and Kimberly's donation just now, we're going to meet um
Nice.
our goal. I
Hmm.
mean, this is just an estimate. I'm assuming it's going to cost this much just because of the amount of shipping that I normally do.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that one giraffe power washer alone weighs like 90 pounds. All of that stuff's going to have to go freight, and that's
Hmm.
basically $300 a shot.
Yep.
So, we're coming together as a community, and if we can do for, just that one person like Mr. Washington,
Hmm.
if we can repeat that, I mean, that's ultimately, like,
That's the goal.
that's yeah, that's why we come together as a community.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, like there you go. Look at this, Rick Smith. Earlier this year, I gave a bunch of stuff to a kid, Rick Smith,
Rick
that just
Smith.
started out. It just feels good to see someone get excited and passionate because you took the time to help them.
Yep.
100%. Not just took the time to help them, but sometimes it's kind of like, the stories that we read last year where it was just like, do we eat or do we detail?
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
know what I mean? It's like, all right, well, now we can do both because, the Pay It Forward campaign came through. So anyway,
Beautiful thing.
Jamie, I just wanted to say thank you for that.
Nope. No problem. Easy
Um,
decision.
do you know of any time when somebody basically paid it forward to you and you didn't even ask for it?
Hmm. Let's see. Specifically to me,
Yeah.
not really.
I
No, I
I
can't
could
really think
point
of
out at
something.
least 7 different times that somebody came to my rescue.
Let's see.
Which is honestly, which is why the Pay It Forward campaign exists,
Hmm.
is
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
throughout my life, and it doesn't just pertain to Phoenix E.O.D, but throughout my life, I exist because somebody did something. That's why I started my EMS career for 16 years, 17 years, was
Hmm.
because I'm alive today because somebody stood the wall. And after I recovered out of the hospital, I spent 9 months in the hospital recovering from my injuries. And after that, it was a no-brainer. I'm like, I'm alive today because somebody stood the wall, so now I have to stand the
Hmm.
wall. Right? I mean,
Yep.
that's
The
that's
torch has
my way
been
of paying it
passed.
forward, right?
Hmm.
That's
Hmm.
why I mean, that's where the pay it forward started, was I'm alive. Um,
It's a beautiful thing.
have you considered breaking up shipping based on location? Donations from West Coast can go to winners in the same time zone. Might save you all some ship. It's true. Yes, that's true. But at the same time, like, I drove down to South Carolina to hang out with whoever for 4 days. Keeve being one of them, and it was basically Keeve passed everything out of his car into my car. So
That's a lot.
unfortunately, all the real heavy duty equipment is here on the East Coast. So there's no way that I could disseminate,
Hmm.
these donations. When people ship stuff, I get chemicals shipped to me, I get polishers shipped to me. Everything gets shipped to 404 Bloomfield Drive in West Berlin. So it's kind of impossible for us to predict, and actually, like, we can't say where the donations are going to go to. So, I can't say, all right, well, this, we'll send 6 of these power washers over to Adrian in California so that he can handle whatever comes in from California. We have no idea where the nominations come in.
Hmm.
So right now, Chingy, to answer your question, right now, this is the best solution, is to just basically, whatever we can raise, we will ship. Whatever gets donated, we will ship. And the beautiful thing about all of this is that it's 100% community. whatever the community can do is what the community will do. And so, like, I've said from the beginning, if we get 0 donations, we can't help anybody. But every single year, this community has
Mhm.
done more than the last year, and
Yep.
it's only growing traction. It's really it's really a remarkable thing to be a part of, if you ask me, Jamie. Anyway, I'm sorry I stole the soapbox.
No, no. That's what it's about. Pay it forward. The season's kicking off, everybody. Pay it forward.
All right, so we're 45 minutes in. We're 45 minutes in. I told you I wanted to limit it to, because this season takes a lot out of me. I try to only do an hour
Yeah.
to an hour and a half of these curmudgeons, because we're doing it every week as opposed to bi-weekly.
Hmm.
So lightning round. Jamie, favorite
Yeah, like
wrestling
lightning
entrance
rounds.
song ever?
Uh, that's a tough one, man. Oh, I really liked the Undertaker when he was the American Badass and the
All right.
motorcycle, and he
Okay.
came in. It was after the Kid Rock theme song. He came in with like a duh, 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 and it was like, dang, what was it called? Now it's not coming to me, but
How old are you?
35.
35. Okay, so I'm 15 years your senior. I was born in 74. So my entire shaping was of the 80s. You know what I mean? Because, like, I was like, what age? I was 10
Hmm.
in 1984, right? So, like, I didn't have really a thought before 1980, right? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? All the formative years, but from 1980 on. So, I mean, I was a Hulkinator, right? I was a Hulkster.
Oh
I
yeah.
was part of the
So
Hulk Nation.
all
Nine,
those are really good entrances. Yeah, like that era.
yeah.
Someone said the
You-
Warrior, dun
The
dun dun dun
Warrior,
dun
you
dun dun
kidding
dun
me?
dun
When
dun
he's
dun dun
just,
dun. That
yeah.
was nuts. So those are pretty insane. But me personally, for some reason, that Undertaker theme song like stuck with me. Like I'll still play it on the radio. I'm like, it's just like you done it. Now it's like a basic generic
Sure,
song, but it
sure.
ingrained into my brain for some
Who
reason.
is your all-time favorite wrestler?
Macho Man.
Really?
Oh yeah.
All right. That explains your last couple of videos.
Hmm.
Um, I'm a Hitman Heart. I'm sorry, but
Hitman Heart's great.
Brett was my
Yeah.
guy always, and I love the vindication that he's gotten in later years about how
Yeah.
he basically told Vince to go pound it and
Yeah,
whatnot.
he's definitely top three. He's definitely three. So who'd I say? Macho Man, Stone Cold, Hitman, definitely my top three.
I'm telling you, dude, like Hitman was always my guy. What about your tag team?
Ooh, Road Warriors.
Knew you were going to say that.
Oh yeah.
Demolition was mine. I'm sorry,
No,
but
no, they
Axe
were
and
weird.
Smash were the best. Dude,
They went taking out the Road Warriors.
their finishing move was so amazing, where he would on the top rope and the one guy would hold him on his knee and then
Nah,
he would just slam him.
not better than
Demolition.
the Doomsday device. Nah, you put them on the shoulders and close. Everyone's dying. They almost killed everybody with that. That was the
I'm just
realest
saying,
move in the game.
like, as a purist, I'm telling you, Bret the Hitman Hart and Demolition, there is nothing better. Sorry.
Dude,
I
there
will
was one
I will
SummerSlam where the Road Warriors came out on the motorcycles with the bald Paul Ellering. That was the best entrance of all time. They
wrestling
came out
nerds,
on the
man.
motors. Oh my lord, I love the Road
Yeah.
Warriors.
All right. All right. All right. All right. All right.
What a rush! Their
Outside
theme
of
song's pretty good. Speaking of best theme songs, their
yeah,
theme song in WWF's pretty good.
it is pretty good.
Pretty
I'll
good.
give you that. I'll give you that. All right. One food you could eat every single day.
Ribeye steak
All right. All right.
for sure.
Um I got two questions here. The first one is I lost it. I wrote it down, but I lost it. All right. What is your favorite memory from your semi-pro days?
Oh, semi-pro days. So my favorite memory was I was pretty versed in jiu-jitsu and kickboxing and like, you know, more legit tactics. So Big Daddy Yum Yum was not. So so I didn't tell him I knew all that. So there's like we do a little training segment where it was like amateur wrestling. So we'd actually practice a little amateur wrestling, and I probably gave him the biggest fit of his life. He still beat me because he's 6'6", 300 pounds. So I'm only 5'10", 175 at the time, and I gave him a fit. He was so mad after that. Because it was like day one, we had a couple guys that slacked off later. They didn't make it, but we had like 3 or 4 people in the class, and I was the first one to go, and he almost lost on the very first round. I gave him a fit. He actually had
That's
to
awesome.
cheat to win because we were under the rope, and the game. The name of the game is put your opponent's back on anything for 3 seconds. So I
Right.
caught him under the ropes. I was in full mount, and he just took the bottom rope and put it on my shoulders and counted to 3. So he had to cheat to
Oh, that
win.
is beat. That is beat. Tell us more about the Hudson Anchor beef at SEMA. What is that? Do you know what the Hudson
Oh,
Anchor
oh yeah,
Hudson Archer beef at SEMA? What is that?
oh yeah. So Hudson came in, and he's doing, the influencers coming in doing all the interviews. So he's at Pan, and him and Pan are doing an interview, and then all of a sudden this guy stops, and he goes like, "You're a fake. He is not a real," he's whatever he was saying, but he was calling him out and yelling at him. So they start barking at each other, and then Pan comes over, and he's like, "Hey, this guy's in the booth causing a ruckus." So I'm like, "Not in my booth." So I go over there, and I'm like, I look at Hudson, and I'm go, "Who's causing the ruckus?" And then, he points at, like, "This guy. You causing the ruckus?" And he's, he doesn't say anything, but I'm like, "Get out of the booth." So we shove him off out of the booth. I'm like, "What's the deal?" And he was like, his argument was cool because he's like, "Well, for you guys in your booth, I don't want this guy here. He's the fakest guy in the room, blah, blah, something." I don't. So they have a beef. He's from his area. They knew each other previously, I guess. I don't know. I didn't care. I'm like, "Not in my booth. I don't care what problem you got with him." So I don't know, but they did not like each other
Wow. How was I completely oblivious to this whole thing?
because that's how fast I gave him the shove around out of my booth.
All right. Yeah. Beat it.
Shoved him straight to the back, talked to him for like a minute, and I'm like, "All right, dude, just don't step on in my booth again, or we're gonna have problems."
All right. Uh, Jamie has a real gift with making content. It's catchy, informative, and composed well. Does he spend much time thinking, planning on content, or is he more of a cuff creator?
Off the cuff, completely,
All
pretty
right.
much completely. Like, there's not much thought that goes in pretty much a lot. Like this morning, we did a pan flash sale, clean by pan flash sale. We were like, let's just keep the sales going until Cyber Monday. So tomorrow's a quiver flash sale, and then Monday we have a couple pretty good deals on Monday. So stay tuned for Monday. But like this morning, we're like, someone needs to make a short. So I just went outside and like opened the door and shut the door. And I'm like, door has busted. We're rolling with the Black Friday sales, clean by pan, blah blah blah. And then I just posted it.
All
That was a
right.
one shot take
Sweet.
and zero thought.
Zero thought,
Which
one
you can
shot.
probably tell that wasn't a very good. Yeah, most of the time.
Well, I mean,
No, these glasses don't
how
have the
often do you
words
do like
on this
scripted
side. That
stuff?
would be cool though.
Because I mean,
Never.
you
I
do
don't
have
know what a script is.
exactly. So you're definitely a pro. Dude, I love I love when you're doing your thing. Um, I do. Um, all
Yeah,
right.
these
So
glasses are awesome. Wes wants to know if these glasses were awesome. I think definitely so. They make easy content, especially if if you're in detail business for sure. Like these are super easy. Press the button, you get your content. This is what I do to your car. Like today, it's so easy to make content. Like every detail business should be pumping out something daily, whether it's a picture or something. I don't, you know, it's part of
yeah,
it.
for
I
sure.
like that meme that says, detailers didn't realize they'd have to become content creators after starting a detail business. I'm like, it's 100% true.
Jamie, which video are you most proud of? Anything that stands out says, "Hell
Ooh.
yeah, I hit this one out of the park."
On Thor's side, the Yum like telling his story originally. We were very excited about that one. Of course, I didn't edit it or nothing. Eddie filmed it and edited it, but I was there, helping set up and helping edit it. So that we're very proud of that one on the Thor side. We were super excited to launch that one with Nick because no one had heard his story before that, and it was really really cool to get that out in front of the world. And since then, it's taken off. But on my side of the train, let's see. If I go on my channel, the Clean Maker video is like my masterpiece. I think that video is pretty crazy. When I went out to PNS and we made because that was all off the cuff, had no plan, and we had one day to make that happen. Really, a half a day to make that happen, and that video is beautiful.
Right.
Now the ending's perfect too. Like it's a perfect video. That's probably my masterpiece. The Clean
Okay.
Maker video.
So you've been in this industry for some time now. All right.
Yep.
And you've been a grand ambassador,
Hmm.
and you're now one of the hottest uh, um, hubs of detailing products in the market. You've had Jamie the Cleaner and the Cleaner Cast for who knows
Hmm.
how many
Hmm.
years. You've been doing all that stuff. Like,
Yep.
what would you say would be like your biggest moment of, like, I guess, getting to meet somebody or somebody recognizing you as being who you are? And basically, could it be like, from one colleague to another? Let's, for lack of, an example, somebody like Larry from Ammo wanting to come up and meet you, like, hey, nice to meet you,
Hmm.
or something like that. What would you
That.
say would be your biggest moment of, holy crap, I got to talk to this person, or this person wanted to talk to me?
Hmm. So I don't know. I don't have that starstruck moment. Like to me, we're all detailers.
Right.
Even
Sure.
like I don't know. I don't really get starstruck or nothing like that. But opposite wise, every time someone comes, like at the SEMA booth, someone comes up and they're like, "I watch all your videos." I'm like, "Why? Why do you why do you watch all my videos?" You know what I mean? I'm like, "Wow, that's awesome. Thank you." And they're like, "Big fan. You got me started deep." Like that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
For
crazy.
sure. I mean, I'll, when Nacho Man said, because Phoenix E.O.D believed in me, I started
Hmm.
detailing.
That's
Like,
wild.
that's
That's
wild.
awesome.
That's wild. And it's like, of
Yep.
course, I believe in everybody. I believe in you. I believe in, you know what I mean? Like, I want everybody to succeed. And maybe it's because my mentor was Brian Spittler. And, Brian was just like, there's room at the table for everybody.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, Brian, why would you sell my chemicals on your website when we are technically competition? I'm selling
Hmm.
a coating, you're selling a coating, I'm selling a SiO2, you're selling an SiO2. And he's like, there's plenty for everybody, dude. Come on, absolutely sit at my table. And that was, again, a paying it forward kind of moment. Um, of course I'm going to believe in everybody. I want everybody to succeed.
Hmm.
Um,
I'll take it back, step back, because I just remembered something. But Kim MC, when I'm meeting her, was fantastic in Chicago. She said she was starstruck. I don't know why Kimberly, but it was awesome meeting her. I was like, Kim MC, like, that was really cool. Like I
yeah,
said, meeting all the comment people and seeing them, show up, meet them in person. That's awesome. But I was a little starstruck. We met Adam Patali at my last TRCMA that I helped did. We did a podcast with him live. That was nuts because that was like the day before. They're like, "You want to interview Adam live on the show?" I'm like, sure." Like, sure. So he told us his whole story. That was pretty nuts, getting to interview Adam Patali on a live show. And he is just a wealth of knowledge and inspiration. he's pretty nuts. So that was probably my biggest moment for sure.
Okay. So my wife just today, she was like, "Hey, what do you think about getting Gary Sinise on the corner?" And I was just like, I can try. Gary Sinise, as you know, is an actor. He's been in a lot of different things.
Mhm.
Forrest Gump being his, like, one of the big things that he got involved in.
Mhm.
He ended up building my brother's house. My brother's house was built by the Gary Sinise Foundation. Um, that would be a pretty that would be a pretty epic Curmudgeon's Corner, I would think, having a big Hollywood actor come on the show.
Mhm.
But I mean, there is a connection there because of I was supposed to go out and meet him when my brother's house was being built, but there was a weather situation that canceled all the flights, so I never got a chance
Mhm.
to meet him. But yeah, Gary Sinise, I mean, on Curmudgeon's Corner, all four of us watching at the same time. What a fantastic uh uh uh,
That would be pretty nuts.
Jamie, are you going to MTE? I know I'm going to MTE.
Uh,
BioBombs has invited me to be a part of their
oh,
booth. BioBombs has said that I could stay with them at their Airbnb. So pretty much my real only expense is going to be air travel. So I'm going to be at MTE definitely. What about you?
so right now, MTE is not on the schedule. We'll
Why
see. It
not?
could change though. Because we went last year, it was a pretty good time, but I think we
Was it great?
decided it was great. But like skip a year, come back the next year kind of deal. Like I didn't see a need to be like a yearly thing.
Well, I if I can protest, I'm going to protest. Um, I
This year
think
we're focusing a lot on app content, so we need to make it to certain places throughout this year to make sure we hit our checkpoints for this app launch.
I hear you. I completely understand that, but I want you to know that hanging with you and Eddie, it was me and you, Eddie,
In the hotel, yep, lobby.
Matt
Hmm.
Ayers,
Yep,
and
Humberto.
Humberto.
Yep, yep, yep.
And that was like
That was
the
epic.
five of us in
Yep.
the hotel lobby for like 6 hours.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
it was just the absolute best time. Again, that's when
That's pretty good.
That was when Fenrir was born.
Hmm. Hmm.
All of that happened just being able to hang out with you. I if I can encourage you in any way, shape, or form to do it again, I would. Dude, we went to breakfast. We had the most insane breakfast
Breakfast was
that
great.
I've ever had in
That
51
was one of
years.
the best trips. It was one of the best trips.
It
It was pretty
really,
amazing.
really was, man. I Come on, dude, just
But
do it.
business wise, it did, sure it's a great trip, but whether we get out of it business wise, like
I'll tell you what. As far as an ROI is concerned, I have a better ROI on MTE than I do on SEMA. I'm just going to throw that out there.
we do not. There's no like SEMA's pretty big. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, listen. I was told by certain people in the
Mhm.
industry that have been around in the industry for a very long time
Mhm.
that SEMA is a big D swinging event.
Mhm.
That's all it is. Is that it's just a big D
That's
swinging.
because that's where companies mess up because they have never done what we just did at SEMA.
Okay, explain that.
So I'm making it you know, uh, like I said, an event inside of an event. Like, does anybody else want to go to the soap section and check out a specific booth because it's popping? No, people were coming to our booth because they like this is. I knew it was going to be awesome, so I came to the booth. Plus, we
Sure.
streamed all day. Like, you got to make it an event. Like, people are just sitting there, seem like they're paid by the hour. They're all they look bored. How are you bored at the biggest event of the freaking year? Like,
Yeah,
it's
you're not
embarrassing.
wrong. You're not wrong.
Don't freaking show up if you don't want to be excited about being there. Like, we're gonna make it a show, we're gonna make it entertaining, and we're gonna make it worth your time coming out to SEMA.
Yeah.
So you
Okay.
have to make it a return on investment. Don't just show up, not have a good time, and then say it's not worth it because the blah 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 blah. That's your fault. It's nobody else's fault but your fault. Make it something.
Okay. Okay. You heard it here, folks.
Hmm.
All right, we just crossed over the hour mark. We usually don't really go into politics and or religion on the corner because we want everybody to feel welcomed. And but I kind of feel that I kind of want to finish on this, if you don't mind indulging me. Um, I get to spend a lot of time with Chelsea. She's a beautiful human being. I have, if I could say that I have a sister, she is definitely a sister to me.
Hmm.
As you know, she is very heavy into her faith.
Hmm.
And it's one of the reasons why she likes working with you and Eddie, is because she says that both of you are men of faith.
Yeah, it was a
Um,
big part of her, getting her on Thor Media and stuff was we aligned, just, you know, flock, birds of the same feather flock together, I guess is something like that is the saying. So yeah.
yeah. Well, so the question is basically, when did it become, I'm a guy that goes to church, to I
Hmm.
am a man of faith? Like, when did that really impact? Like, when did that? I know that last year, September of 24, is when I had a real
Hmm.
come to Jesus moment for myself.
Oh, really?
Uh, oh,
So
oh
very
yeah,
recent.
very much so. I recently gave testimony at my church, and and I can say that I wandered in the desert for 40 years for sure, doubting. A person once asked me, if you could identify with one person in the Bible, who would you want to identify with? And I was just like, oh, I would love to say I'm Peter. I'd love to be Peter, Simon Peter, the best friend of Jesus, the right hand
Hmm.
guy, the first pope. Like, cut off the ear of a soldier? Like, who doesn't want to be that badass? But in truth,
Definitely. There's not many Peters.
I was Thomas the Doubter. I
Thomas
I
the
did
Doubter.
I did not, for real. I didn't believe anything. Like, I'm a person of science. I'm a person that spent 16 years in EMS. I have
Hmm.
seen the worst that humanity has to offer. When you're holding a dead infant in your arms, you gotta wonder where God is.
That's
When
pretty
you're
rough.
scraping
That'll
brains
do it to
off
you.
of a dashboard, you kind of want to know where God is. And I gave up on my faith years ago, and it wasn't until September of last year, coincidentally, when Thor entered my life,
Hmm.
um, is when I had a real I had it out with God. It was like, hey, if I wasn't expecting to go here tonight, but it was basically, if you do not reveal yourself to me today, this
Well,
is
I
my
remember I
last.
remember last year and you were definitely going through it. So
Yeah, for sure. All right. So for you,
I'm glad to hear it.
when was your when was your call?
So I was pretty much raised, Southern Baptist. So like, grandma very religious, that kind of deal, always had the Bible, that kind of deal. But pretty much I was a good kid. I
Yeah.
never strayed off the narrow path too far. But from I was my family was Catholic, or my dad's side was heavy, and then I was never big on the Catholic Church or nothing like that. So then I met my wife, and she was Baptist. So once I met her, and she's very religious. So we just start, very religious in a Southern Baptist kind of way,
Mhm.
and just keep it trucking. So that's kind of got
Yeah,
me
but
back
I
in
mean,
church
like,
since then.
so I was raised Presbyterian my whole life, and it was either
I don't even know what
OPC
that
or
is. What's
PCA.
that?
That's the Frozen Chosen. Orthodox Presbyterian versus Presbyterian Church USA, or PCA. Bye, Jamie. Um, but I mean, you guys saw, last episode with my dad. We get along famously. Um, my dad and I get along great now, but at the time when he was a full blown Marine, my dad and I did not get along at all. And being raised Presbyterian, and
I'm back.
the way that my dad behaved, and treated us. I mean, he treated me, I can't speak for my brother, but he treated me like I was one of his Marines. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? It was pretty brutal. Growing up was pretty brutal. And so I didn't want anything to do with religion. I didn't want to,
Mhm.
I was like, if you're going to be an elder in the church, if you're going to be,
Yeah, and you're doing
this,
this.
and you're
You know
doing
what's going
this,
on off, script.
right? Like, and you're beating me. I mean, beating me. I don't want anything to do with religion. And I mean, and so I went to a Christian college to try to win favor with him. I tried to do all kinds of stupid things to try to win his approval. And so at that point, it was kind of like, I don't really want anything to do with religion. So again, I was raised that way, and I went to school to learn more about scripture and
Mhm.
Christianity and all that stuff, but it had zero impact on me for the good. Like I said, I wandered in the desert for 40 years.
Mhm.
Just had no idea that I wanted to be a part of it. What did Keith say? Jamie is
Key.
content
Oh
24/7 with
no,
those glasses.
not this troll.
I love this troll. This troll is my favorite troll. He's the surgeon. All right. Like seriously, Keith is
Key comes in with the
um
scalpel.
exactly. He's perfect.
Mhm.
All right. So what's one song that fires you up when you're getting ready to start a detail or go into the warehouse? Like what is the song that gets you pumped up?
That's a hard one.
Okay.
The first one that popped up was Metallica 1, even though I haven't listened to it in a long time, but for some reason that's what popped in my head when you said it. And I was like,
Okay.
that's a pretty good song. That's a,
I'm gonna
that's a
say
heavy hitter.
AC/DC Thunderstruck is my
Thunderstruck's a good one. Yep,
Thunderstruck
yep.
is the song. When I
I
got
like
my new
TNT. That's a good one.
yeah.
I don't really have a specific song. Me and Eddie laugh about Paul Wall a lot because we went to Florida. So I was like, we got to listen to Paul Wall for some reason. He listened to Pitbull, early Pitbull, not pop star Pitbull, early
All
Pitbull.
right. Well, Corey, you got to come to MTE and show Christian and I how to do it, man. How to do it. Let's go. Into
Look at
the
that.
Sandman. Metallica is another good one. Yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff from Metallica is really, really good. I would Ride the Lightning. That's a fantastic album.
Hmm.
Um, Justice for All. That one gets you going. I'll tell you that right now. All
Yeah,
right.
I can. You can pretty much play anything, and I'm gonna probably get pretty pumped up from it. I listen to everything, not specific. I like a good
All right.
Toby
So
Keith song.
I do appreciate.
Rest
I
in
know that
peace.
you're spending the time out in the car, and I appreciate
Yeah, I
you
need to get back
meeting.
in the house because
Yeah.
we're about to leave in the morning. So I need to
So
tell.
let's
I
wrap
need to
this
get back
up.
in there. Let's wrap it up.
Absolutely. Jamie, speaking straight to the camera, what should someone hit that? Why should someone hit the GoFundMe right now?
Look, pay it forward. It is a matter of, helping someone out in the long run. At the end of the day, a dollar can go a long way. To a dollar for you might not go a long way, but a dollar to someone else can go a long way. So paying it forward altogether, just the name's in the name itself. It pays it forward. So you feel
Amen.
good, better about it, and the way you got it all lined up is the track record shows how much good it does. So it's a beautiful thing.
It really, really is. All right. So
Hmm.
let's just wrapping this up real fast. If you have something that you want to donate, it could be equipment, it could be shop supplies, it could be chemicals, they can be used. It doesn't matter. You can ship it. Like we're kind of winding down the whole because we're trying to take inventory of everything now so that we can, Greg Siebold and Rick Smith.
Rick Smith.
Um, they both volunteered to help me figure out where the stuff goes. Eileen did it last year. Somebody asked earlier if I still talk to Eileen. Pretty much weekly, we still talk.
What's she doing?
She's
What's the Eileen update?
well, Eileen, she's keeping busy. Um, her, like I said, like when she decided to leave the show, the her horizon, her landscape, whatever you want to call it, it's different than when she started the show. When she started the
Mm-hmm.
show, she wasn't really social with anybody. She didn't have a relationship. She didn't have anything. And
Oh,
this was her big social outlet. And
okay.
now, and now she has a
Yeah.
relationship. And
Yep. Yep.
because
Yep.
of the previous
That's awesome.
relationship that her partner is in, they have kids now. So she's very, very involved with the kids, and she's involved with her partner, and
Nice.
she's involved with all of that stuff. And it just, she was like, I feel like I'm half-assing both things. I'm half-assing Curmudgeons. I'm
Right.
half-assing my family.
Yep.
I work all day. I get home at 5 o'clock. They want to have dinner with me, but
Mm-hmm.
I have to
Mm-hmm.
do a show for 3 hours. And so like, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
eating dinner with them until like 8 o'clock at night. And it's too much. And I'm like, I get it. I get it.
Yeah,
You know,
sometimes you gotta cut the Birdman out, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? He
do
talks
do
too
you like,
much. He needs to
yeah,
be fed. He needs a
yeah, for sure. Like seriously, this is just Curmudgeon's Corner. It's nothing. It's just us hanging out and being silly. So,
Yep.
but we still talk on a weekly basis. Yeah, she's wonderful, and I love her. So,
That's
anyway,
awesome. Well, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I'm gonna let you wrap it up. I appreciate everyone out there.
for
And
sure,
wrap it up and get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Don't drag it
well,
on, okay? No, no, I better
100%.
not look in 2 more hours and you're still on here
No,
gapping it up.
I believe my son is coming over here at some point, and I want to hang out with him before he has to go back to college. So, I
There
am
you
going to
go.
wrap this up.
That's important. So wrap it up, sir. All right. Love you
Jamie,
all. Love
thank you
you.
so much. I
Appreciate you.
appreciate you. I appreciate everything that you do for the Pay It Forward. I appreciate everything you do for Phoenix. And thank you for coming on this show. This is a big one. Kicking off the Pay It Forward campaign. Thank you,
Pay it
Jamie.
forward, everybody. Bye.
All right. So you can help us ship hope by clicking on this. Again, we're getting a lot of donations. Conway just donated. Kimberly just donated. You guys are absolutely fantastic. We're going to be doing so much good for um, our community. Again, if you know somebody, share this video with your friends and your family. You never know who is facing a battle that you know nothing about. So please share this video, share this episode, share all the episodes that are going to be here. The next 4 episodes, we're just trying to get nominations for people that might need a little bit of help. It can be brand new detailers, it can be detailers that have been detailing for 1,000 years and are just like, I mean, this economy is not bouncing back the way that we had all had hoped it was going to bounce back, and things are going to get crazy. So let's do some good for our brothers and sisters that are out there. If you would like to be on the Curmudgeon's Corner, I think we're booked out all the way through the end of 2025, but 2026 is a whole new year. Feel free. You can email me at the corner at phoenixeod.com. And then as soon as Eileen relinquishes the ability for me to access Curmudgeon's Corner podcast, we'll start posting all of this kind of stuff on that show. You guys know that this is always very important to me. Suicide prevention and crisis counseling resources. If you or someone you know is struggling with suicidal thoughts, seek help from a professional and call 988. The United States' first nationwide 3-digit mental health crisis hotline. 988 will connect you and callers with trained mental health counselors. You can also text home to 741-741 in the US and Canada to reach the crisis text hotline. And then, of course, go to apa.org/topics/crisis hotlines, and that will connect you with a resource to anything that you are facing, be it sexual, physical, mental, emotional, gambling, whatever crisis that you are dealing with, whatever thing that you are dealing with, there is hope out there. Make sure you connect with them. I'm not going to go through all of the distribution stuff because I don't want to dilute what we're trying to do here. But again, I just want you to know that down here on the corner, I see you, I hear you, and I love you. And I am so grateful that you are here tonight. I am so grateful that this community comes together the way that this community comes together. Again, all you need is 8 minutes with somebody to reset your brain. Make sure you reach out to somebody. Hey, do you got 8 minutes? And they'll know it's the real deal. Okay, we're in this together. All right. So don't let the darkness win. Don't let the hard days win. You're not in here alone. You're on the corner with a group of like-minded individuals that love you, regardless of what you believe, what your orientation is, whatever it is. You're amongst friends, and on the corner, it's a good place to be. All right. So next week we got Gary, the detailer, coming on the show. I wish that I had Jamie still here so that I could pick his brain about Gary. Gary is a new addition to the House of Rags lineup. So next week is going to be a lot of fun. Again, I met up with him before I knew anything about him and Thor. I met up with him because he has a very like-minded situation as a community and a charity, and doing good for others. So that's why I wanted him on the show before we even knew about each other in SEMA. I believe Rick Smith introduced or gave me the idea to talk to Gary. So I'm very excited to have him on the show because I think that he is another force of good. And as Edmund Burr once, Edmund Burr, it's I forget what his name is. Edmund. It doesn't matter. But in the Boondock Saints, in order for evil to thrive, good men must do nothing. And as long as we good people are pushing back against the forces of evil, the forces of darkness, we're doing our job. So, again, everybody, I love you so much. Thank you so much for coming out on a Saturday night. Oh, I do need to say next week's episode is going to be on Sunday at 6 p.m., not Saturday at 8 p.m., but on Sunday at 6 p.m. Because of the Black Friday sale that is currently going on at Phoenix, and all of that stuff. We ended up postponing Thanksgiving to next Saturday. And so Gary was gracious enough to allow me to reschedule for Sunday at 6 p.m. So Sunday at 6 p.m. next week, it's going to be Gary, the detailer. What's the sale? The sale is right now, all of our ceramics are 40% off. All of everything else site-wide is 20% off. If you buy a 100 milliliter bottle of Kronos, you get a free 30 milliliter bottle. If you buy 2 bottles of Titan, you get a third bottle of Titan for free. And there's something else I'm forgetting. There's something else. 40% off, 20% off, BOGO, 100 milliliter, 30 milliliter bottle free, and Titan, buy 2, get 1 free. I think that's it. Anyway, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Captain Jamie, I'm wrapping it up. I love you guys, and I will see you on the corner in 8 days. All right. Have a great night. Love you all.